Chalk has always had a wonderful tradition of philanthropy, but is it possible that children can use their hands and hearts to help too? Hi, I'm Clarissa No, founder and teacher of Magic Pen Kids. The idea for creating a wishing tree stemmed from my student Amy, a shy 16-year-old girl from Texas who wanted to leap out of her box and create something big. The question was, how? Well, I've always known that you've got to start small, so I encouraged my student to start with a story.
The Moment Before Rain is the tale of a lonely 16-year-old girl, Ava, whose renowned artist father sends her Chanel dresses, but not his love. One day, a magical wishing tree grows on her Manhattan apartment balcony overnight. Ava runs outside just in time to watch a flower bloom on one of the branches, then drop a paintbrush and palette to the ground. With these tools, Ava embarks on a magical adventure that helps her discover her own power.
The wishing tree unites the orphans in a common cause and symbolically galvanizes their wishes. It is also a symbol that someone cares.
After speaking with the orphans and hearing what they needed, I decided to sell my novella and art to help make their wishes come true. My first wishing tree was so well received that I flew to my ancestral country of Vietnam to help even more children. After finding 35 indigent children in Dong Nai Biosphere Reserve who trekked for hours to school every day in the dark, I turned an abandoned park ranger building into a dormitory, as well as provided food, a water filtration system, furniture, appliances, kitchenware, and school supplies for these kids. In the courtyard of their new dormitory, I painted a second wishing tree, and am now selling my book, *And Transcendence, a CD I made with my fellow musicians to fund their dreams.
This is when we thought of chalk. Why not paint a wishing tree there? With rotatable child patient faces instead of fruit that galvanizes donations to chalk. We can place a donation box in the tree's bark and inscribe major donors' names in blades of grass or anywhere attractive. The trunk could be made of 3D bark, with an elf door where child patients can insert their life wishes and also what scenes they would like to be painted on chalk's walls to make their treatment rooms and corridors beautiful. When the kids come for their treatment, their room would feel like home. In this way, chalk would feel like a place where a child's wishes come true. We could paint the walls with a combination of what chalk patients dream about and scenes from the book children create, the sales of which raise funds for chalk and his patients' dreams.
Books written and illustrated by children, you say? Well, you might be surprised.
I want to change lives through the power of art, which, like music, is a universal language. Since freshman year, from inception to creation to marketing to sales, I've spent over 700 hours crafting, illustrating, and distributing my children's book, Dancing Between the Wind, from California to Vietnam, which has thus far raised over $12,000 to fight female trafficking in Vietnam and for the children's hospital that saved my life as a child. I'm a shy person, so when the U.S. Consul General of Ho Chi Minh City invited me to read my book at a gala fundraiser to fight female trafficking, I was trembling. But once I stood there and looked at the sea of faces, the book I'd so lovingly crafted in my hands, I found a part of myself I'd never before known, the part of me who can stand and lead and inspire. By bringing my book into children's lives, I hope to nurture the seed of hope that has bloomed in me. And now I want to plant that seed at chalk.
There once was a lady who was too fat. She ate everything from her nails to her hat. And when she was done, she ate her son. And that's when we knew something had to be done. "Stop eating," we cried. "You've gone too far. Eating your son was really bizarre." "Actually, he tasted like chicken," the fat lady said. "I had him with ketchup, mustard, and bread." What mom in her right mind enjoys the taste of boy meat? You should not think of your son as a tasty treat. Thus begins one of my poems in my book, Poems for Life, which I would like to sell to raise money for chalk. As your average American red-blooded boy, I've been in and out of the hospital as a kid, with a broken femur from trying to jump off the jungle gym like Superman, a clavicle, and my pinky. So I have a fondness for helping the place that made me feel better.
This is just a sampling of the books my students have created, and already they've raised significant sums for the causes about which they care. Now, they'd like to use their art and heart to help the kids at Chalk.
We envision Chalk's wishing tree as a symbol of life and hope, an emblem that illuminates kids who want to help other kids live happier, healthier lives. I can think of no better way to teach our children to give.